Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, what's up? If you're not new to my channel, what's up, user matey? What's up, user baby? What's up? We is back here with another mother freaking video. And in today's video, you can tell by the title, we're doing a story time. Now, I did a poll on my Instagram. And I asked y'all what story time y'all wanted, and this is what y'all about. Y'all can't see that, but y'all voted for Broken His Crib story time, so it's the story time that we finna do today. So I know y'all like the shorter videos, so I'm gonna try to make this story time short and sweet and juicy. So let's just get into it. It's Crater. Okay, the couple of characters. The characters in this story is I'm gonna just get the characters out of the way because I'm not gonna say the real names. We're gonna call the boy, we're gonna call him Alfred. We're gonna call his cousin Timothy. We're gonna call my friend who was with me, we're gonna call her Aaliyah. So we got Alfred, Timothy, and Aaliyah, and then you got me. So this was back yonder in high school days. This was in high school days, so this was 2017. This was definitely 2017. Yo, let me tell y'all though, because back then, y'all, when I was like younger back in high school, I really did not have no rap, like, and this wasn't for like, I would be the type, like, if me and my friends was around, and you feel what I'm saying, like, I would just be the type that I would have no rep. Like, I would not be scared. I would just be doing me, because if situations is going on, I'm not playing. Like, for instance, it was this one time we was at my friend's house, and then my friend, she had went to go see this boy, but the friend mom who house she was at, she did not play that, so she was asking, like, where's the friend at? And we trying to make up a lie, so then she snapping on us like, y'all better go here. So I just walked in the boy house, and I just started yelling, and I'm yelling for my friend's name. And I just walked in this boy house, y'all, opening doors, screaming and yelling. I just used to do so, like, I really did not care. But anyway, let's get into the story. So yeah, this was back yonder in high school times, and this was around prom season. This story is so funny. Just think about it, it's funny. So this is around prom season. So me and Aaliyah back in high school, that was my road dog. Like, when I tell you, me and her, like, if it was a situation where her and a boy she was messing with, I was there, I'm gonna have her back, and vice versa. So this was one of them times, and you feel me? So around for our school, I'm not sure if anybody else school did this, but at our school, we had to sign this paper for prom. You had to sign it, and then your date had to sign it, because, like, if your date didn't go to the school, they had to, like, sign the paper, had their ID, whatever, and they had to show them that just so they could make sure, because I guess they didn't want nobody, like, too old to be trying to come to prom. I think it was like a age limit or something, so we had to sign this paper. So mind you, I ran through so many freaking prom dates, y'all, it don't make no sense. And this boy, I didn't even end up going to prom with him because just a bit. But anyway, so we had to sign this paper. So the boy, so mind you, the boy that I was going to prom with, this was a whole situation. This was the same boy, y'all, from the last story time when I was talking about I got led into being a side chick. This is the same boy. So this boy, the girl that, would you feel me, from another story time that was the girlfriend, they were broken up at this time, but it was kind of like a back and forth, like, so who's gonna prom him type of thing. So at the time, me and Alfred, we was on good terms. And he told me, y'all, he said he was going to go to prom with me. He said he wanted to. It wasn't like, you feel me, I asked him, like, we had a conversation about, he's like, who you on with, woody woody woo. He was like, I'll go with you. So I'm just like, okay, bet, because back then that was my John. That wasn't my John, that was my John. So yeah, so we was supposed to be going to the dang prom together. So we had to sign the paper. So mind you, he will act iffy, and I had a feeling in my gut that I wasn't gonna be going to prom with him just because of the situation with the girl. And I knew like he still had feelings for her, still loved her, whatever the case. But it was like, still, sis, this is not the time to play. This is prom. We gotta get it together. Like, I'm sitting here talking to him, y'all. We talking about colors and everything. We're talking about the colors, what colors we're wearing. Mind you, me and his favorite color is red, so we over talking about the colors we finna wear. Asking me about my dress, y'all. He's seen the dress, everything. Like, I'm sending him pictures of the dress, woody woo. Feeling it. He's feeling it, all that, y'all. But this is crazy. Niggas is crazy. So, woo. Alright, let's fast forward. So he starts acting real iffy. So at this time, low-key, I'm like, he's acting weird. So I just start low-key, like, asking other people to go to prom. Because mind y'all, this is like not even freaking, this is like a week probably before prom, and he's playing around. So they give us this paper, and I'm telling my friend, I'm like, so I'm telling Aaliyah, I'm like, Aaliyah, he's not, you know, mentioning back, he's acting weird. He's supposed to sign this paper. He keep playing, talking about, oh, come over this day, I'm gonna sign it, but then try to be like, oh, I can't today, or something. So I'm just like, we finna pull up on him at the school. I asked her, I'm like, Aaliyah, what you doing at the school? She's like, nothing. I'm like, well, we're gonna go to his house because he's gonna sign his paper. Like, I'm not playing. So that day, I'm texting Alfred. He's not answering. Now, mind you, Alfred, he was staying with his cousin Timothy because I guess something was going on with him at his house with his mom. Because mind you, Timothy and Alfred, they lived in like the same little hood. So he was really down the street from his house, but he was staying at Timothy's house. So Timothy, I don't know what's going on. Like, Timothy, he was kind of like, I wasn't say he was in the streets, but like, he was one of them people, like, he still, you know, would carry guns and stuff around. You feel what I'm saying? And he had like a little brother. His brother was bad, but like, I didn't really know Timothy brothers like that. But anyway, so we get on the bus and we go to the hood. We want to call the hood cul-de-sac. It wasn't the cul-de-sac, but we're just gonna call it cul-de-sac. So we get on the bus and we go to cul-de-sac. So I'm trying to remember, I'm like, Aaliyah, I'm trying to remember where Timothy lived, because I couldn't really remember where Timothy lived. And she been to Timothy house too. Like, she never been inside, but we had been there because, you feel what I'm saying, Alfred would stay there when I would go around there, go see Alfred and stuff, because one of her Johns used to live up in the cul-de-sac too. So you feel me? I mean, y'all bada bing bada boom. So we both trying to find, I'm like, okay, this is the house. So mind you, I'm texting Alfred. I'm blowing him up. He's not answering. I even go on Facebook. I inbox Timothy. Neither one of these people is answering. Mind you, this is a let out at the school. So we probably outside walking around probably like half an hour. And I'm just like, man, forget all of this. We're going to his house. So y'all, we looking in the window because them houses, they had like basements. So we trying to look in the window. We walking around the back of the house. Because usually, you know, like, we would go in through the back of Timothy's house and not the front. So we go to the back, y'all, and we bang it on the door. Mind you, like, me and Aaliyah, we was so goofy together. So we was trying to like be quiet because too, it was just like, we had people that would like watch me and trying to see like anytime if I was like around Alfred because of the other babe. So, you know, we was trying to be discreet with it. And also, you feel me, I was not playing. So they have like this garage in our house, but they have neighbors. So we is banging and we laughing. We're trying to be quiet, because I remember before he would tell Timothy would tell us like, you know, be quiet when we back here and don't be like, you know, banging on the door, because his mom was home too. His mom was at work, so he didn't want like nobody snitching. Yo, I'm banging on the freaking garage because the garage, like, you know, if a garage is kind of like loose and it make that little like metally shaking sound when you bang on it, that's the sound I was making. I'm like, well, this is making it louder than the freaking screen. And I'm like, I know y'all's up. So because, matter of fact, at Timothy's house, the room, I think they had a room in like the garage. Like it wasn't used for a car. I think it was used for a room. From my recollection, that's what I think, but I can't remember. It was because that's where Timothy was sleeping. So I'm banging on the garage door, y'all. Like, and me and we just, and then Aaliyah, she's banging on the door. And we're just banging and nobody's answering. Texting the phone, FaceTiming. He's not answering. So it's like, all right, bet. So we go back around the front. Like, they're not answering. And she was like, but what you want to do? I'm like, I'm not leaving. Like, he needs to come sign this paper. Because I think it was only like 2 or 3 days left we had for these papers to sign the thing. And I'm like, no, he needs to come sign the paper. Because mind you, like I said, it was like a week before prom. So we go back around the front and we looking again. We like, yo. So I'm like, you know what? I don't know who I thought I was. Like, but I'm just like, you feel me? Let's just, I don't know. I thought I was going to try to pick the lock or something. Yo, I didn't even have to pick the lock because when I opened the door, y'all, the door was open. Mind you, so when the door opened, I'm just like, Aaliyah, the door is open. And she like, what? And we started laughing, so I'm peeking through. And she's like, is somebody in there? I'm like, no, because mind you, we scared because we just like, all right, the door is open and nobody's in here. But still, like, even though he says mom was home, I'm like, I don't know who could be home. Who could be home or somebody else could be in this house. Like, I don't know what's going on. So we open the door. And we laugh and I'm peeking. I'm like, it's nobody here. It's nobody, like, in the living room. I'm like, it's nobody here. So then we shut and I'm just sitting here thinking. I'm just like, first of all, I was thinking in my head because, like I told y'all, Timothy, he wasn't, like, in the streets. But you feel what I'm saying? He still was carrying a gun around. So I'm just like, if you did have ops and have beef, they would have just came right up in this house. And it would have been done for. Because why is your door open when you live in the hood? Come on. Like, open. So we open. I'm just like, F it, we're going in this house and we gonna search for him. Mind you, I never been through the front of Timothy's house, so I didn't really know my way around. But like all the houses was around, it was kind of the same way. So I'm like, all right, well, as long as we find a basement door, we is 30. So we go in and we just being real quiet. We end up finding the basement door. So I'm like, all right, we're going to go down here because I know they down here. The door is open. Nobody is just not going to be home and the door open. So I'm like, somebody down here. So it is. So y'all, mind you, I never been in this part of Timothy's basement. Like, I've probably been here one time, but I think by this time they had like switched it around. So when you walked in his basement steps, it was like a couch, and I believe this is where Timothy room was, I think. So mind you, me and my friend, we could not stop laughing because we couldn't believe we really just walked up in somebody's house. Like, we just walking in there. And I'm in there and I'm mad, low-key. I'm mad and I'm irked. So, but we laughing, but I'm still mad because I'm just like, why do I gotta do all this? So, y'all, we walked up the steps, so we're laughing, trying to be quiet. And I'm like snapping and laughing at the same time. And all I see is somebody get up from the sofa. It was like a sofa in the bed. And I just see somebody get up and they're snapping like, what the F? What the F? Who is that? Who is that in my house? Blah, 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 blah. And me and Aaliyah, we just stopped and we just started laughing, y'all, right? So it was Timothy. So it was Timothy on the bed. And the bed was behind the couch. So this is all right. This is the steps. They went down. This is the steps. This is the couch. Like the railing. So you can see through the railing. This is the couch on the floor. And then this is the bed. So Timothy get up and he all rubbing his eyes. And me and her just stopped. And we look at each other and we started laughing because we realized it was him. And then Alfred was on the couch sleep. And mind you, both of them is asleep. But I don't think nobody else is in the house. I mean, I don't know if somebody was upstairs or what. But nobody else was like in the living area downstairs part of the house when we first came out. And he was like, don't be doing that because I was about to shoot y'all. And we just looked at each other and we started laughing because he really was holding the gun. And I was looking at him like, boy, well, first of all, you should have never had your door open. And I said to him, like, well, that's your fault for having your door open and both of y'all's in here asleep. So then he was like, what are you doing in here anyway? Like, he was snapping, but he wasn't snapping because, like, he knew us, but still, you feel what I'm saying? He was still snapping low-key, but I didn't care. Because get your mans. So, I had the paper in my hand. I'm just like, well, I'm here because Alfred, he need to sign this paper. If we probably going to prom, he need to sign this paper. Alfred trying to act like he's still asleep. So I walked downstairs. He had to come upstairs, and I'm tapping him. I'm like, "Hello, you need to sign this paper. You sitting here ignoring me." He talk about I'm asleep. I'm like, "You wasn't asleep all day. You're sitting here ignoring me. You need to sign this paper." So I'm like, "Are you gonna sign it or are you not?" He was like, "Yeah. You know how niggas be when they sleep. Yeah. I'm tired. So I'm just like, "Well, come on and sign it." He's just playing. So I just left the paper there. I'm like, "Well, I'll be coming back to pick it up tomorrow. So make sure it's signed because I need to sign the paper." Me and her, we leave, and we just laugh, and I'm just like, "Well, you need to make sure somebody need to come up here and lock this door, because if I was an op, it would have been a wraps for both of y'all." So we leave, y'all, right? We leave. The next day come around, he didn't even never sign the paper. I'm just like, at this point I was just over it. At that point I was over it. I said, forget it. I'm just not going to prom with him because he's playing too much. And then I ended up going to prom. I went through other dates. It was just other people. This one boy I was going to go with, he was trying to wear his suit that he wore to prom before, because he used to go to that school. He graduated. He was trying to wear, but he wore that shit. I'm like, no. Then some other boy was trying to wear colors that did not match what I had. I'm like, no. So then, y'all, I went with my Fortnite first. I went with him, which was my ex. I ended up going with my ex. And this is why I said, this is why I really vibes with my ex. Like, let me tell y'all, he's really a sturdy boy, because mind you, my ex was young at the time. We're not going to get, well, he's still younger than me, but like, we're not getting into that. But y'all, when I asked my ex, he wasn't my ex then, but he's my ex now. So when I asked him, y'all, it was 2 days, I think 2 or 4 days before prom, lie to you not. I asked him, and I was like, I know it's last minute, but do you want to go? Because at first, I was going to ask him at first. But then it was this whole situation going on when I really found out I was AIDS. I'm just like, no, because I was mad at him for that. But then it's just like, I'm just like, all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to, like, I really did not want to go to prom alone. Like, it was just missing my whole prom. So I asked him, and he was like, hold up, I'm going to ask my dad. His dad was like, cool. Even though it was like 4 days away from prom. Y'all, so sturdy. We went like it was either that same day or the next day. Me, him, and his dad, and I think his dad girlfriend at the time, we had went to the mall, and we was like getting his stuff, shopping for his stuff, because y'all, his dad just had money. So we was just going shop, and we found all his stuff, y'all, like you not, like a couple days before. I think he had like a couple things to get after we left the mall, but we had found all his stuff literally days before. And which was tea. But yeah, that's just who I ended up going to ride with. But yeah, so this is the story time about the time that I broke into this boy's house. But technically it wasn't a break-in because the door was open, but I mean, I still walked in somebody's house. And I'm not going to say unannounced because I didn't tell him. Well, I did. He just didn't answer the phone. I told him I was coming around. He didn't want to answer the phone. He probably seen it. Probably thought it was playing. Wasn't going to come. Right? Thought I was like that. But if you're seeing this, because I know you be watching my stuff, Alfred, you know exactly who this is, even though that's not your real name. You're really shot out, and you're weird. But not no bad blood, no love lost. You know, I forgive all my past niggas. You dig what I'm saying? But like, you're still worth it. But yeah, y'all, this was a story time, a little quick story time about the time that I don't really know what I'm going to put the title for this is, but the story time about the time that I broke into this boy's house. And he was supposed to be my prom date, and he wasn't. He played me. But thank you guys for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And see you guys in the next video.